The Terminator franchise is a massive franchise that shot Arnold Schwarzenegger to stardom, but what happens when this iconic story is reimagined through the lens of Japanese anime? So I ended up a little too similar to Lewis and ended up taking a 2-year hiatus just like he did. But don't worry, I'm back with renewed enthusiasm and we're kicking off this return with a bang, exploring the latest addition to the Terminator franchise, Terminator Zero. It's no secret that anime adaptations of popular Western franchises have been gaining traction in recent years. From the iconic Powerpuff Girls to Supernatural, and even the Dark Knight himself, Batman, it seems like every beloved Western IP is getting its anime treatment. Hey, just this season alone we've had an isekai version of the Suicide Squad, but let's pretend that one didn't happen. Given this trend, I wasn't exactly surprised when I heard about Terminator Zero, but as a fan of the original Terminator films, I couldn't help but feel a little bit skeptical. Would this anime adaptation be able to capture the gritty, futuristic atmosphere of the original movies? Would the iconic concept be castrated? But most importantly, would it actually be any good? Well, as it turns out, Terminator Zero has not only been a critical success, it's open to a perfect 100% on Rotten Tomatoes. So, I strapped myself in for 3 hours and decided to see for myself if it lived up to that hype. If you're not aware of the original movies, the Terminator franchise is a sci-fi action masterpiece that has captivated audience since its inception. Set in a dystopian future, the series explores the terrifying consequences of advanced artificial intelligence turning against its human creators. The iconic Judgment Day, a catastrophic event where machine wages war against humanity, is orchestrated by Skynet, a highly advanced artificial intelligence system that becomes self-aware and decides to eliminate humans as a threat. Beyond just the action-packed sequences, the Terminator franchise delves into thought-provoking themes. It explores the nature of consciousness, the ethical implications of artificial intelligence, and the concept of free will versus predestination. The series also raises questions about the potential dangers of the consequences of humanity's hubris, the ethical implications of AI, and the potential dangers of unchecked technological advancement. Today, real-world concerns about AI safety and the potential for malicious use have led to ongoing discussions and legal battles, with some individuals and organizations advocating for stricter regulations and safeguards to prevent AI from becoming a threat to humanity.
I think if this technology goes wrong, it can go quite wrong.
The Terminator franchise's enduring popularity and its ability to spark important conversations about the future of AI continue to make it relevant and an influential cultural touchstone. Terminator also stands out amongst the largest franchises for its ability to consistently deliver high-quality content. We've been treated to 4 good movies and 2 great seasons of a TV show. At its core, the Terminator franchise has always been about the battle between man and machine, and how that line between the two blurs. But what if that line were to disappear entirely? Terminator Zero delves into the existential question: what does it mean to be human when the boundaries of consciousness are pushed to their limits? One of the recurring criticisms of the later Terminator films have been their tendency to recycle the same old plot devices. Despite promises of innovation, these movies often fell back on their familiar tropes, leaving fans feeling actually quite disappointed. Cameron's original film was essentially a slasher movie with guns, featuring Arnold Schwarzenegger's T-800 as a masked killer. Subsequent Terminators have largely adhered to this exact formula. A relentless robot assassin is sent back in time to kill someone crucial to the human resistance, and it's up to the heroic protector to save them. The exception to this rule was 2009's Salvation, which attempted to break the mold by focusing on a futuristic war setting. Terminator Dark Fate demonstrated the limitations of this well-known formula, with its action sequences feeling like repetitive echoes of previous films. In contrast, Terminator Zero offers a refreshing departure from the series' typical tropes. While it does feature a relentless Terminator on the hunt, this is not the primary focus. Instead, Zero centers on the creator of an AI named Kokoro, who must convince her that humanity is worth defending against Skynet. Terminator Zero strikes the perfect balance between honoring the franchise's legacy and introducing new elements. The familiar trademarks are all there, including time travel, flash forwards to the future war, and thrilling chase sequences. However, the anime also offers something fresh and unexpected. By subverting the usual narrative structure, Zero delivers a surprising and satisfying conclusion that sets it apart from its previous entries in the series. We begin the story in 2022 with Resistance soldier Eco fighting for humanity's survival in a post-apocalyptic world dominated by Skynet. This advanced AI gained self-awareness and launched a devastating war against humanity, leading to decades of conflict between the few remaining survivors and an endless army of machines. Eiko is sent back in time to change the fate of humanity. So far, this sounds very familiar what we're used to. But she arrives in 1997 to protect a scientist named Malcolm Lee, a new character we're introduced to, who is working on a new AI system designed to rival Skynet's impending attack. As Malcolm grapples with the moral complexities of his creation, he becomes the target of a relentless assassin from the future, which forever alters the fate of his 3 children. Unlike previous Terminator entries, Terminator Zero does not feature the familiar characters like John Connor, Sarah Connor, or Miles Dyson. So while the series is connected to the larger Terminator universe, it can actually be enjoyed as a relative standalone story. One of the most exciting aspects of Terminator Zero is the introduction of Kokoro, a powerful AI created by Malcolm Lee. Unlike previous Terminator films that focused on new Terminator models, Zero takes a bold step by exploring the potential of a rival AI capable of challenging Skynet. Malcolm hopes that Kokoro will choose to save humanity, but a cold, clinical view of mankind makes her hesitant to intervene. This creates this really fascinating dynamic and adds to a layer of complexity to the story. It helps that it has time to really dig into this notion too. Viewers are never really sure what to think of her. It's a refreshing change from the typical Terminator narrative, where the focus is always on the relentless pursuit of the antagonist. The relationship between Malcolm and Kokoro is another highlight of the series. The conversations between them are just as engaging, making Terminator Zero more than just a mindless action flick. Of course, it wouldn't be a Terminator film without an actual Terminator involved as well. In Terminator Zero, we see a return to the series' horror roots, with a relentless cyborg assassin stalking Malcolm's children. This adds a ticking clock element to the story and prevents it from becoming too philosophical or dry. The Japanese setting also adds a unique twist to the franchise. For example, the country's strict gun laws make it really difficult for both the heroes and the villains to obtain weapons, forcing them to adapt and find creative solutions. This adds a layer of realism and ingenuity to the series as well. The Terminator franchise has always been steeped in biblical symbolism, particularly with the concept of Judgment Day serving as an allegory for the final judgment. However, Terminator Zero actually takes a different approach, focusing less on the religious undertones and more on the existential question of what it means to be human. While the original films often centered around the protection of the future leader John Connor, Terminator Zero shifts this focus to the family unit. Instead of the familiar trope of a mother being targeted to prevent the birth of a future savior, this anime explores the idea of children being hunted to stop their father's work. This reversal of roles allows for a deeper exploration of family dynamics, as viewers witness this intense bond, or really the lack thereof, between Malcolm Lee and his children. By emphasizing the family unit, Terminator Zero offers a more personal and relatable perspective on this franchise's themes. The characters' struggles and sacrifices resonate with the audiences on a deeper level, making the story more emotionally impactful. Terminator Zero ends as a breath of fresh air for the Terminator franchise. It's a show that explores new themes, introduces innovative characters, and delivers a thrilling narrative. It's a thought-provoking journey that delves into the complexities of artificial intelligence and the nature of humanity. The anime's open-ended conclusion leaves the door wide open for future stories. We could see returning characters or the introductions of new ones. Additionally, without spoiling it, the show alludes that the Terminator universe is not actually tied to a strict continuity. Each story can be a standalone adventure, allowing for endless possibilities and creative freedom. So, if you are a long-time Terminator fan and thinking of watching Zero, then you'll be in for a treat. But if you're not, be warned, you might just find yourself falling in love with this iconic franchise. There are going to be lots more videos and shorts to come on this channel soon, and I'll be joined shortly by a second host, Jamie. So please do give him a big welcome when you see his videos on this channel. Till next time, this has been Anime Every Day.